So mixed to that, as it's Friday, is our gisting day, a part of our gisting day. So we have to move into what's happening in the celebrity kingdom and world. So mixed reactions have continued to trail a trending video of Fuji legend King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwan, rejecting public display of affection from his gorgeous, beautiful wife, Emanuella Ropo, who had thrown her husband a surprise party in celebration of his 66th birthday. In the video, Emmanuella was seen trying to kiss Kwan, who was rejected the kiss. The trending video has since caused a stir online. People saying all sort of cho. However, Kwan has come out to say, all you rumor mongers, there's nothing wrong with my marriage. My marriage is perfectly okay where it is. What's your problem? What are your thoughts on this? It's a nice feel-good Friday conversation, especially because we're in Africa. And if there's anything women want, it's PDA. We like it sometimes. And men just, African men just somewhat don't like it. A lot of, not, I wouldn't generalize. Some African men appalls the idea of public display of affection. So it's an opportunity to discuss this matter and see what you think as Nigerians. Call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-270-53687, 09139076948. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view at TVC so we can read your tweets. So, you know, all of us read these lovely romance books and novels growing up. When the man comes, I had that dream, you know, when you wake up in the morning and somebody kisses you, even without brushing his teeth, come outside, you kiss, hold your hand, the whole nice stuff. After a while, maybe when you're dating, they do that. Once you enter the marriage, nothing happens. So we just backcam that this is an African man that we're married to. We backcam that, listen. But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, first of all, let's hear your thoughts on the video.
Okay.
And then let's discuss general PDA amongst husbands and wives. What are your thoughts on the video?
Okay, me, honest to God, I didn't think it was a big deal. It's just normal. Sometimes you're down for it, sometimes you're not. I see a happy couple that are very comfortable with each other. And they have their own, we all have our own peeves and, things that we like, that we do. There are times that, I mean, it's just such, if you've been married, if you're married, you've been married before, you just know that these things can even be funny. This is something like, I must kiss you today. If you like to turn your mouth, bring your face, like, oh, okay, take, and move on. It's just easy.
One of those are saying that they're having problems in their marriage because for him to reject, it means that, maybe they just fought.
People live in La La Land.
BBC, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so I think it's very important to understand your partner. And that's the reason for courtship and question and answer segments where you find out, do you like this, you don't like that? Because for some people, they may take it personal. So I particularly love PDAs. Luckily for me, I have somebody who loves PDA. So let's take, for instance, I married somebody who doesn't, and I bring me, the kind of person I am. I will not bring my mouth when I know you don't like it in public because I hate embarrassment. No matter how tiny the embarrassment is, I don't want it. But let's take, for instance, I now do that, and you give me that response. I will feel very bad. Even though I'm supposed to take responsibility to know that you don't like it, but for the fact that I did it outside, just permit me.
Yes.
When we get inside, tell me, madam, don't try that again.
Yeah.
You know I don't like it.
Because of people.
For the sake of people being there. But it's also okay the way he reacted.
Yeah.
Because that's his, and madam, what are you looking for? Please, That's the level of friendship that they have. But for people to now sit down and read
and
21 plus 7 meanings to just display what I would say is just them fooling around. I want to understand that people see from their lenses. People judge a situation, not how it is, but how they are. Yeah. So they can look at something very innocent.
Right.
And because of their state of mind,
they would give a meaning that is not the intention.
Exactly.
And that's normal with
That's why
human
it's being
beings.
misread now.
Yes, everybody. Okay, see, when we talked about it, now see the way she came, because she didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. But somebody else can see that and say, you know, that means they are not even in love, oh.
Yeah, but
that
must you do
means
things
maybe he does not brush his teeth, oh.
But BC, should we be constantly worrying about what people think about how we behave? Okay, because I'm outside and let me just pretend, like, let me just, like I like it. So because, I mean, at what point do I be myself? Say, Auntie, I don't want this, please, excuse me.
See, please, let me just add small to that. In marriage, it's not about you all the time. There are some things you would have to take for the family. There are some things you have to swallow for the family. So, I don't like this, but now you have done it. Because I'm going to take one for the team, I would accept it. But when I go home, I would warn you. But for you to keep grandstanding, that's what causes a division in marriage, or grandstanding that this is how it must be, this is how I like it. After a while in that marriage, you see that everybody like, okay, do your thing, let me do my thing, since you can't even make a little compromise.
Let me come to Nima. Nima, your thoughts on the video first before we...
This one that you have already gone like this now. I'm not afraid to see what we think.
Yeah.
So I saw embarrassment on Emmanuella's face. And I have deep respect for Maestro. You know I love Kwanwon's music. I think that he is, you know, is too much of the Maestro around her. That's what I saw. Just as if he is a chieftain, he is a chieftain, a chief in Yoruba land. He's been given this title and he's becoming too formal. So, marriage. My husband, me, I'm not one for PDAs, but I do it now. Because I married someone. I do.
I've never seen you...
Just the other day in the morning, my husband was going to hug me and Alima shows up. And immediately...
Hug, that one is not...
No, you were not in the hug, Sham. But some things, so for me, those kind of things, some young people just love. But I find embarrassment in the public show. So if we're indoors, it's okay. And so when somebody shows up, I just freeze, you know? So for someone who takes her time to show you something, and she had put together a 66th birthday party for you, no, you take the kiss easily. You should have switched on to husband mode immediately.
Not my ego mode.
What in my ego mode for that place? And this is the woman that, you know, just a few years down before this, we saw all the loving pictures, and then kiss is now something you're first of all shocked at. Please, let me. Help me. First of all, no. I'm holding my glass of wine now, and you first of all shock, and then you still clean your mouth with a tissue, with an hanky.
He did that.
Watch the video finish now. We watch the video. I don't let me. I told you to watch the video. Watch the video.
He cleaned it.
See, I love Kwanwan, but you see this one on this one. They embarrassed the woman.
No.
So, no, I'm not saying that marriage is on the rocks.
Yes,
no, I don't even believe that.
Absolutely.
Things like this happen. But he embarrassed her. You should look at it.
I didn't notice that.
I'm not addressing his fans, and I'm addressing...
So let us set the tone.
As you said,
nobody here on this table believes that marriage is on the rocks. No, it's not business. They are still good. We're just discussing the PDA factor.
Yes.
Go ahead, Bina.
And let me say, how long is this video? Is it a minute? I don't think so. And you have concluded that the whole of that event was about him trying to kiss her, not kiss her. Did you see the other kiss that happened after this? Did you see the kisses that happened before that?
Speak for yourself. We watched the video from the entrance.
Calm down.
Go My TV, thank you very much.
Let me finish.
We watched it from entrance.
I can't hear anybody.
I know that you were not in their room when you were dressing to come out. I know you were not there when she said, you know what, I think I like you in a black biker's jacket. I'm sure you were not there when she even pecked him on his head and said, you know what, honey, you're looking hot today.
I saw even a kiss.
You did not even know, you were not there when, as she was walking out, he tapped her bum and says, my God, I can't believe you are my queen. All those things, you don't know anything. You've just seen one half a minute video, and all of a sudden you're coming up with all sorts of permutations, and it makes no sense.
Auntie,
please,
there was no
embarrassment.
There was an embarrassment.
There was no embarrassment. There were just a happily married couple who are comfortable with each other and can show they are being comfortable in so many ways.
I understand. Thank you very much. Miriam. Thank you very much. I understand you because a lot of things are behind the scenes we don't see.
Yes.
I spoke on that spot.
That clip.
That woman was trying to see through her kiss. So nobody's husband but her own. No. You embarrassed her.
Okay, so the truth.
So I have put my husband in that position a lot of times. I would understand it. The first, in fact, at one particular time, a few years, in first year of my marriage, I held my husband's mouth like this in public, and I felt when we had the conversation, I knew what he meant to him.
Okay.
So you see, I saw this. I saw what I saw. For me, who I'm a Kwanwan fan, and when his video pops up, it pops up on my notification. If Kwanwan drops a music, I want to listen to it and see if it's something I would love. And so I watched the surprise. When he arrived at the venue, I watched the entire
I think I saw a kiss. There was a,
there was a post after this one. There was even an address at the venue, and so there were several videos popping up on different blogs, completing the entire thing.
You're saying that at that moment, he was on his marriage, that it was he was living a husband at that moment.
Too formal.
So when an issue happens, there are usually 4 sides to the story.
Right.
There's the side of the first person involved, the side of the second person involved, the side of what actually happened, and the side of the observer. So everything we're saying here, we are saying as observers.
Right.
And in observing, you would observe with your lenses. So Miriam is right, there is no embarrassment. Nima is right, there is embarrassment. The person who will tell us if she felt embarrassed or not
is Emmanuella.
Is Emmanuella. The person who questions. You don't know that. The person who will say, but I did not mean to embarrass you, is Kwamwan. We are just speculating everything on the outside. So, and it's okay that we speculate differently because it gives us a broader perspective. When they look at it today, they're not like, that's the whole point. So when they hear, for instance, if they watch the show now, they'll be like, oh, okay, so some people took it that it happened this way, other people took it. Okay, so next time, maybe I'll just try or not.
As usual, let us pack Kwamon and Emanuella. Let's pack the matter because we want to pack it. Because now I want to move on to the PDA factor because it's an African thing. And so I get the video, we've discussed the video, which is fine. But now, why is it that a lot of men are uncomfortable with public display? And public display means being in front of your children, in your house, outside. I know my husband did a video that said outrightly that you can never, and that was, I was shocked for me, my husband, while we're dating, oh my goodness, this guy couldn't get enough of me. The guy was everywhere, like constantly, the video was crazy, we'll go out, and he doesn't see anybody else except for me. And then once we entered the marriage, PDA just stopped, like stopped, like not even, like stopped. And I'm thinking, what happened, you know? So those things, a lot of women go through that. We're doing dating, you guys do a lot of stuff, there was a time when we went to, was it Civil Bird for some event? And he was there, we were still dating then, and he was holding me, and he was doing everything. My friend was like, you guys are behaving as if you are leaving here to the bedroom. Are you okay? Are you okay? Please stop yourself. I had to pinch him, but Uncle, calm down. Calm down. We are just hanging out, you know? But that was then. So whenever I remember that moment, I'm thinking, what happened? That, right? 360.
Do you miss it or you're
Do I miss it? Of course I miss it. Hell yeah. But it's not. But as a Nigerian woman, you have adjusted. You can't fight everybody. You can't win everybody. So, but that's what a lot of women go through, where things just change and we just accept it. But in this kind of situation, why is it that a lot of our men don't like PDA? What exactly does this take away from their manhood? Take away from them. Does it make them feel like I am not the masculinity? That's what I meant. The masculinity. Does it make you feel weaker? You're seen with PDA outside.
So I have a friend who was giving me her story, where teaching at the time, and she said that while the husband was courting her, they would go to the beach every weekend. She loved it. She would look forward to going to the beach every Saturday. They would hang out. He would, stroke her hair, help her lose her hair, massage her legs and everything. She was like, God has just given me this perfect gentleman. So immediately, they enter marriage.
Is it immediately?
She said the guy just stopped. So first weekend, she was expecting, let's go to the beach. Second weekend, so after 2 months, she said,
I have to pause because you're...
I remembered a friend of mine giving me her own gist, how when the husband was courting her, every weekend they would go to the beach, they would hold hands, he would massage her, he would help her do stuff, and she was like, God has finally answered, because she was a prayer warrior kind of person. God has finally given me the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. This man is so romantic. Immediately after the wedding, 1 month, they didn't go to the beach. So she was waiting, maybe thinking the man is just adjusting the stress, 2 months. She now called the guy. Brother, when are we going to the beach? The man said, I don't like water. He said, so wait, he said, I was just doing it. Okay, I was winning. I don't like water. They've been married now for close to 20 years now. She has never gone to the beach with him.
When
she had to readjust her expectation.
That sounds familiar because when my husband was, when I was young, my husband, if I knew you were shouting like that, I'd never marry you. I can't be shouting when we're hot, There was no way. I can never be shouting. I was trying to become your hot. I can't be shouting at you. So it is intentional. Some of these men do these things.
So let me add this. Because of the way society has separated masculinity and femininity, which is, there's also another example of my mother-in-law gisting me at the time that when the husband will be helping her peel yam in the kitchen and a relative is coming and he quickly runs away so that they will not see that you have turned me to a woman rapper.
Right.
Men now feel, if I show this side of myself in public, I may seem like a softie. I may seem like you have me under your arms, you control me, I'm always following you around. And so it's just societal expectations. And then the men now adjust to, okay, when we go inside, we can do everything. Outside, though, I'm the man, I have a straight face, and they think that's what makes them a man. But it's important to understand what your partner wants. I'm a PDA person. I do PDA so much. My children already know I understand. In fact, once we hug, you will see my daughter enter inside. Don't kiss.
Let me take this message from Otumba Karim. Thank you, Mariam. There's time for everything. Public display of affection does not reflect or suggest real love. Love is in the heart, not on the lips. Aside K1 is a size. K1 is a titled personality in Yoruba land. There are things that are not expected of you as a titled man in the full glare of the public. As an Otumba, I cannot do such in public. It is meant for our house. Ara Okonimi, I'm a bushman. So he's saying that as a titled man also, there's certain things you can't do in public. So that could be K1's own reservations. Like, I cannot do that. You understand? It makes sense. Let me come to you on the general thoughts of PDA and all that.
So PDA for me is not a big deal. But of course, as you know, I grew up in the north, and Northerners are quite conservative. They would frown at public display of affection. You must be not have been raised properly for you. How dare you? Like, what exactly, if you're PDA in your own house, if your relatives are around too, can be a problem. Wow. My mom comes to my house and I see all the judgmental look she gives me sometimes, like, there's a better way or better time for this. But personally, I like PDA. And sometimes I don't. So for me, this conversation is just too easy. Sometimes my husband likes it. Sometimes he doesn't. It's just normal. Sometimes I eat rice. Sometimes I don't. So that's it. It's just so easy peasy. And I think I also understand for those who say you have a title or there's a certain way or you have a certain office. And because of that certain office, there's a way you should carry yourself in public. I guess when we see royal families in Africa and abroad, they do not show that PDA. Let's look at the big example that we've been seeing a lot lately, which is the comparison between William and Kate and then Harry and Meghan. Those ones will hold, Harry and Meghan will hold hands, will show pictures of them looking quite cute, at least touching hands a bit, standing
William
a bit
never
closer.
Does that.
And then many people can relate to that, especially the younger generation. Yes, this is more humane, we see. And then you see the other one and everyone speculates, oh, she's unhappy, he wasn't like
Let me take this call from Emeka for a minute. I'll come back to you. Emeka, are you there from Kano?
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Emeka from Kano. I think there are so many sides to this. But looking at that video, I won't be judgmental. Come on, these are people having beautiful times of their life. You can see the love thing there and all of that. Joking, a friend of mine who also watched it was like, why did he take her clean his mouth now? I didn't know what maybe red lipstick in his mouth. But then that's not to overrule or have some misgivings that maybe they might be having issues in their mind. Remember, it's his birthday, and then he might have been standing for so long, welcoming people and understand all of that. He might have even done so many cases before I go say, Madam, you all done too much for today. I leave me.
You know?
I read. You know. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's true. You're going to be kissing all day.
And even if she was, you know, my own is, even if she was embarrassed, because it happens, just a little slight fleeting emotion, even if she was slightly embarrassed, she understands that, oh, it's just, you know, just for the moment. It's not such an embarrassment that I will take it on top of my head and then I will not give you food or the other activity.
If I don't go there, you don't talk the one way you know now.
The one where you know, live there.
You leave it now.
She shouldn't. I would advise her that she should
You
not
will
such a
pay
big
dearly for that.
Yeah.
You see that slight embarrassment that you gave to me?
See the way she recovered from it. She just stood up and
As a
smiled
queen.
her
No,
face.
she's even smart.
Her face her
She even
front.
hit him on his shoulder.
I know,
Silly old man.
They even analyze the video. I don't understand. Kind of
She made it look like a
It's okay,
mistake. You know,
okay.
oh, come.
People are there, don't
And then
worry.
she let it slide. But when we reached
Please,
inside,
let me take-
and I closed the door.
You will
Let's
take
take
this
it.
call. Additional from Abuja. In fact,
it.
I like this conversation. It's taking us on politics and all this drama. It's a very good. Additional from Abuja, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, all.
Morning.
My contribution is, you know, sometimes men respond to what women like. There are women that they like the example one of your colleagues is, like somebody taking a woman to the beach, and after marriage, everything stops. You know, women believe that we have to do some certain things that will impress you women, which is not the real self of those men. But the moment they marry, they will not bring out their real self, which will now, the woman will now be disappointed of that. But in most cases, you understand, and some women, they like this eye service of a thing. You understand? When you are outside the public, you know, okay, my husband don't like
PGA is actually I said.
but to make people understand that this is my own. You want to force me
That will
to
mark your territory.
So that is just the way I am.
Thank you, Additional. All right, let's talk about women who want it, don't have it in their marriages. How do they begin to, how can they get it? So there are lots of women that are watching right now. Maybe they would like to have PDA. Can they instigate it? Can they find a way to initiate it with their spouses? Or can we talk to men, since you guys are experts in this area? You know, is there any way, what do we tell men? What do we tell men? What do we tell men whose wives would like them to have it, but have an issue with it? So let's try to advise people on this issue of PDA. Nima, want to start? Or let me see
Nima,
the
no,
coach
Nima
start.
has worked on it recently.
Oh, you worked on
Can
it?
tell us
Yeah,
the
tell us.
techniques. The
How did
techniques
you
employed.
get?
Okay, so a bit of history. I come from a very conservative family. I never saw my parents kissing, except we initiated it.
Not sure anybody saw a friend's kissing.
So, and I grew up like that. And when I got married, my husband has a different image. Even though he too was from a conservative family, he wanted a different family where morning they wake you on the head with a kiss, you know. And that's what my parents would do. And when we're at a family house, I don't want to be arguing where other women and other family members are seeing it. And so I had to learn it. And each time I pushed him off, he stayed away. So we got married and he continued to stay away. And I started missing the affection within the house. So I didn't want the public. But I did not tell him to stop within the house. But I was, you know, so open-minded to accept that I must have caused the lack of it within the house, maybe because of my constant pushing away. So I worked hard at it and made him understand that within the house, anything is allowed, from head to my toes. So I worked hard at
Sister Nima.
ambience.
Creating the ambience, like how? Like in the movies?
Give us examples,
Okay, well,
baby.
the morning show.
No, teach us now. We are learning.
Oh, okay.
Is it flowers, rose petals?
When we are indoors,
Yes.
we are not as covered as, you know, this.
Oh,
Yes. And so
nice.
you give the sign, you allow.
Your speech.
And then you go do the touching, you do the affection, you touch all over, you do whatever you need to do. You give all the signs. You start
Very
the
nice,
action,
interesting.
You lead on.
Listen, let me come to you because you're the
okay.
coach. A lot of women are there right now, and they would like to have PDA, you know, and they've accepted that their husband doesn't like it. But is there any way they can change the tide and
Or
try
is it
to?
okay not to like it in public?
Yes. Is it also acceptable not to
Yeah.
like it?
PDA is another matter.
Yeah, so the way we have extroverts and introverts.
Exactly.
we have different personalities. That's how this is as well. Some people would want to be themselves when they are just with you, their intimate partner. It's not for every eye. After all, they're not porn stars or anything. While some don't mind. And it's not about eye service, so to speak. It's just how free you are to express yourself anyhow that you feel you want to. So I'm not kissing my husband when he's around me because I want Morayo to see that I can kiss. Or I want to pepper Morayo because I've not seen her kiss outside, so that I will show her that we used to do it in my house. That's not basically... No, but some people have that mindset, of course. Wow. But that's not basically the idea. Yes. Because if you follow me, for instance, from university days to now, it has been consistent PDA. Consistent. Anybody, in fact, my old friends, when they come around, they're like, when I never still change, when I never tire, you know, it's been like that, but that's who we are. So if you're in that situation where you want it as a woman, but your partner is not forthcoming, you start with a conversation. Tell him what you want. Sometimes we assume that because he's the man, he should know now. I've been giving sign. But sometimes they are not the Holy Spirit. They cannot read your mind. They cannot read your sign. You have been saying no for how many years? All of a sudden, you're doing like this. How will I know that eye is not paining you? So open your mouth and say exactly what you want. Say it how you want it. I would like you to give me a kiss on the forehead. Then give him the kiss on the forehead. He comes back from work, you take his bag, you hug him, you kiss him, you hold him, say, squeeze me, I've missed you today. Start it. And then you're setting the pace, because we actually teach people how to treat us. So you set the pace, and then over time, he begins to follow. Now, why some people will take it as an embarrassment when I bring my mouth in public and you are not responding to me is, how am I sure there's nobody there
okay, so
that's eyeing you, that you don't want the person to know that we used to do something? Because all these men that used to go outside, they used to lie. They lie a lot. They will say, the marriage is not working, I want to divorce my wife. Blah, blah. Now your wife is here, your wife is holding you. You are doing like this, and doing like this, so that the babe will not know.
You see, but
there's also, because we're talking to different kinds of people, right? But there may also be. So one thing I also like to correct is this: men don't like PDA. Like generally, African men don't like. I know many African women that don't like PDA as well. They are married to husbands who would love to show this affection in public, but the woman will be deathly embarrassed if he so much as, you know, touches her in public. So it can be both ways. But then if you find yourself like in a marriage with someone who the conversation has come up, you have tried all the different techniques and says, sis, this is just not my thing. I love you, I would do this for you, I can do this, but I just cannot bring myself to do that. I would like for a young woman who is going into a marriage to understand that there are so many more important things than PDA. PDA is fun, it's silly, it's okay, but it's not the most important thing. So sometimes when you're making this decision, yes, some things you can tweak from here and there. And you know one thing with marriage, because it's for a lifetime, we all change. One time on a decade or two to come, you find you're the one even
not liking
tired of the PDA and he has picked up on the PDA. So remember, this marriage is a journey. Sometimes embarrassing moments can happen like that. It doesn't mean anything. They come and go, you have fun, you move on. In fact, you know, if they would, you know, you can use it to make fun of each other. So just, it's easy peasy.
I like that
not a big
angle,
deal.
because, you know, I mean, because I use myself as an example earlier, so it's important for me to set the thing right, so that people who are going to learn from us can learn from our own experiences. So, as I said, yes, while I was dating, there was a lot of kissing in the early days, but then I had to tell myself, Auntie, you cannot be kissing, because we have to stop it. You are a Christian, born again, speaking, tongue speaking. I have to stop that. Like, you know, we can't do this thing. We have to stop it. Tell ourselves that we must stop until after marriage. So it was a decision we made. No touching. Let us, you know, because when you first meet somebody, the butterflies are flying and everybody, you can't control yourself. But you have to now say, Father, Lord, give me the strength to stop this nonsense. And then you stop, which is exactly in line. You stop that, and then you decide you wait until after marriage. But now, the problem is that when you now enter that marriage, to get the romance back, to get the... a lot of women have that issue. How do I restart an engine I stopped? How do I bring it back up?
Start button, bam, Shabina, you offer. Go there and on it. So now you have to do more work.
Right.
Because when the relationship is just starting, you know, the men enjoy the chase. They are the ones coming with the flowers and everything. They want to impress you, blah, 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 blah. You now say, okay, brother, can you just calm down first? You now get into the marriage. the end goal, he has achieved it. You now want to restart what you have told him to stop.
Right.
You will do more of the work. And be
Yes.
patient with him, because it will take them time to also, because sometimes I think men are to boot. Men are mostly straight jackets. We're going, and you say stop, and we stop, and then you come back. We are the ones that are very dynamic.
Right.
We can today, we are in the
Change,
mood, tomorrow we are not in the mood.
yeah.
A man basically is mostly constant.
Yeah, right.
Mostly constant. So you will be prepared to do more of the work. And I like the fact that she said there are more important things, you know, but that is not in order of hierarchy. So PDA may be more important to me than money, that if I don't get it, I say, okay, this marriage packs up. I choose in
What
order
is?
of the priority. So look at yourself and say, okay, is this very important to me? Can I work on it? Can I put this above this? Okay, how do I balance? Okay, you do this well, you do that well. Okay, you don't do the PDA, okay, I'm okay. Or you do PDA so much, you don't have time to go and make money, I'm okay. Or you do, you know, it's about what works most for you and how you can arrange your priorities personally, not because one seems higher. I've seen marriages that have crashed because of lack of intimacy. Intimacy, they say, no, we're not doing it again. He doesn't do me like this. He doesn't touch me like this. I've seen those that have crashed because he's not working hard. He's not providing money. He's not taking me abroad. You know, different levels. You just decide as a person what makes you happy and what works for you.
So, I mean,
About marriage is that you have your partner already.
Yes.
So you can make your mistakes and remake.
yes, you have a lifetime of fixing and rebuilding.
You see, in marriage is like every stage is like an onion. You're just peeling off and renewing. And that's the beauty. There's no textbook anywhere.
At
No
all.
manual that you're bringing.
Let me go on a break.
Do your mistakes.
When I come back, I just